Welcome to the Vigorous Q&A. I'm Coach Steve, here to answer all your bodybuilding related questions. Today's question is from LT11496. All right. Hey Steve, I'm really enjoying all of your videos and content. Thank you for all the information you're providing. Happy to help. Let me give you a double bicep with that free information, because everybody likes the double bicep, as a side serving of free information. I have a question about training frequency. Do you recommend training each body part more than once a week, like a push-pull leg routine, or do you recommend the blow-up split training each body part once per week? Does being on gear or not change your opinion being how much training frequency is necessary? I've heard the bro split was used by guys on gear to take advantage of elevated muscle protein synthesis. Thank you. Well, this is going to be a long one. Okay, so push-pull legs versus bro splits, drug-free or enhanced. Most important aspect between the two of them is the calorie intake. Yeah, when you're eating a ton of calories or moderate calories or anything above maintenance, push-pull legs is going to make you grow. I don't think push-pull legs is a good routine to follow in a calorie deficit, because lowering the calories means reduced recovery. And when you start training twice per week, you do like push-pull legs, 2 days on, 1 day off, or 3 days on, 1 day off, or every other day, like a Dante Trudel split. When you're in a calorie restriction, you can't recover from these workouts, and especially considering that push-pull legs is always going to be, the duration of the workout is always going to be longer, because first you got to do chest, warm that up, take 3 or 4 sets to failure, then you got to do shoulders, or maybe triceps first, 2 or 3 sets to failure, and then shoulders or triceps, whatever you prefer in whatever order. So you're doing like 9 to 12 working sets, and it's going to take you an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. So you need a lot of calories to supply all the energy, that you need to go through all the exercises. Field sets, warming up, and then finally reaching your working weight, and then changing the exercise and doing a few field sets and working your way up to your working set again. It's going to take 1.5 hours at least. Yeah. So when you're in the calorie surplus, you have the energy to ride out that longer workout. But when you're in the calorie deficit, trying to maintain strength on push-pull legs, it's going to be tough. And you'll notice with the reduced amount of recovery, okay, your drugs can go up to compensate. But you notice with the reduced amount of recovery that you simply need to space these workouts further and further and further apart. So what I've written in the Facebook group is you got, an upper body, lower body split, taking calories out of the equation. At one point you notice that you can't train these body parts close together anymore. It's too close, so you need to go to a push-pull legs. Yeah. At one point, all those workouts too close together, unless you're eating food and using a decent amount of PEDs at one point. Yeah, again, that depends on your level of experience, your time in the sport, if you want to take PEDs or not. But if you don't take PEDs, when you max out on 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 calories, at one point you'll still have reduced recovery rates when the workload is so high. Yeah, so then you'll still need to go over to a 4-day split. So when you can't recover from push-pull legs anymore, whether that's on food and drugs, if you can't recover anymore, you need to go to a 4-day split. You simply need an extra day of recovery. At one point, that won't be effective anymore either. And then you need to go to a 5-day split, and then a 6-day split. And especially when the calories go down, you're better off doing a 5-day or a 6-day split. You train Monday to Sunday, for example. You do chest, quads, arms, shoulders, hamstrings, and glutes, and then back, or whatever order and preference you want, because that works very well for me, as you can see. But that might not work for you. So you might want to do back, arms, shoulders, quads, hamstrings, chest. That's already 6. So, whatever order you prefer, and how the muscle and recovery overlaps. So whether you do a push-pull legs 4-day, 5-day, 6-day, bro split, whatever, recovery is the determining factor. And if you can recover from a push-pull leg routine by eating a lot of food, or you're not that strong, people out there too. They're just not strong. You start with push-pull legs and you're bench pressing 10 kilos. Maybe by the time you get to 100 kilos, you need to go to a 4-day split. Or maybe 140 kilos. It depends on your caloric intake and a level of strength. But at one point, you won't be able to progress anymore. No matter how much food, how much drugs you take. I know Jordan Peters is going to have a completely different response to that. But not everybody's Jordan Peters. Yeah? So if you're not Jordan Peters, and you notice that your recovery rate is going down, or you simply don't want to take exorbitant amounts of drugs, which I find completely respectable. Nobody's forcing you to do that. You don't want to take more drugs, you don't want to eat more food, split it up. 4-day split, 5-day split, 6-day split. And especially when you start dieting, just split it up. Because no matter how much PEDs you take, let's say you take 500 milligrams of test in the off season and you go to 2,000 milligrams of test during a cut, as an example, or 2,000 milligrams of steroids combined, by reducing the calories are still going to limit your recovery. You can't out-drug recovery from calories. You can't. Really, you can't. When the calories are down to reach, single-digit body fat levels, at one point your recovery will be, reduced. And then you need to split up the workouts. And of course, you look at your volume, you look at your training intensity, you might be only doing like 4 sets to failure instead of 12. All these things contribute. That's why it's always so difficult to program sometimes, because programming highly how much you can recover from. And then some weeks you might recover very, very well from 3,000 calories doing the push-pull legs, and then the next training block you don't recover at all. And it could be from outside stressors as well, in relationship, finance, lockdown. It all contributes. So look at your recovery. Look at how much you can recover, what you can do to increase your recovery, and then adjust your training protocol based on your recovery rate. And I hope that sends you in the right direction. It's not a black and white answer. I've done both. I prefer to do push-pull legs in the off-season when calories are high, and I prefer to do a bro split when calories are low while cutting. Works very well for myself and most of my clients. But I also have clients that do push-pull legs while cutting and get great results. And I've had clients that do a bro split, a 7-day blow split in the off-season, no days off. They split everything up and they just train for an hour, balls through all 6-8 working sets, per body part. So that's 8 sets for chest, to failure and beyond. And they eat a mountain of food and they grow because they got 6 days of recovery in between and no overlapping exercises. So, they hit it hard. They hit it until it dies. Thinking about other stuff now. They hit it, they go to failure and the beyond, and then they need a whole week to recover from it in a calorie surplus. So figure out what works for you, man. I hope it sends you in the right direction. Yeah, if anybody wants to read articles about training, nutrition, push-pull legs routines, 4-day, 5-day, 6-day splits, I got details articles in the Facebook group. You can find all the details below on how to join. Coaching and consultations is also available. Please mention business in your email description or at the beginning of your direct message on Instagram or Facebook. Yeah, so I can get right back to you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.